to another edition of Tuesday Tent Talk. Hi, I'm Brian with Fred's Tents. Last week was MATRA, the tent show, and everyone really enjoyed themselves. I know vendors as well as attendees. And during the tour of the tents, Fred had a lot of great, useful information for us in the tenting industry, and we wanted to share. So take a listen and see what you think.
How's everybody this morning? Nobody left and hit it big in the casino already? I guess not, you're all here. I think we should just stop and think for a minute what this industry went through in the last 2 years and what you guys are still standing. And you're here and you helped a lot of people, the manufacturers, the rental company. Great job. Thank you for helping everybody. You guys are the ones that made it through, and we're looking for a good 2022. So thank you for everything you did. I've got a great staff over here. I'd like to give them a clap. They did a great job here the last 2 years. It was trying how we got through with COVID and everything else and how we ran our double shifts and stuff, and I'll definitely talk to you about that at a different time. I'm going to take a little bit more time, and if they kick me out, they'll kick me out. But I think it's important when you go through some things, whether it's a manufacturer or a rental company that has a new innovation or has a different take on something that will help the industry overall. We helped formulate encapsulated windows a few years ago, probably 15 years ago, with one of the vendors here that make fabric. What we did, anybody remember old silkscreen windows? You used to wash them, the silkscreen would wear off. Well, I don't see as many hands in this group as I did the last group, but we used to silkscreen the window on the clear, and what would happen when you went through a washer, the grid, the mullion would wear off. So we came up with an idea to be able to print the grid and then encapsulate it between two 8mm films, and the whole industry has pretty much moved that way. It was a better innovation. The grid stay there, it's a better window. So what I'm going to talk to you about is Keder. As more structures, more Keder tops come into the industry, I think it's important. So what we did 3 years ago is take 29 different Keders that were made from around the world, from European Keder to domestic Keder to Asian Keder, test all 29 of those and say, what is the best of the best? How can we make this better? How many people have a piece of this in your warehouse that's on a Keder panel and say, geez, my fabric still looks good, but my Keder's gone? So it was driving me nuts to say, why can we not make Keder last as long as our fabric? So what we found out is fully bonded Keder performs 4 to 5 times longer than non-fully bonded Keder. So I'm going to have Linda hold the mic. If you guys want to come up, I want to show you a little example real quick, and then we'll get into some of the other products. So what I have here is a piece of non-bonded Keder, and then I have a piece of fully bonded Keder. So what I'm going to do is take just a regular box knife. I'm going to take this piece of non-fully bonded Keder. I'm going to cut it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. How about you? Can you help me out? Take a look at that. Is that cord exposed?
Absolutely.
Okay, how many times did I cut it?
4 times.
Is there anything up this sleeve?
No.
Is there anything up this sleeve?
Don't see anything.
Okay, so now I'm going to take a piece of fully bonded Keder. How many times did I cut that?
5 times.
Okay, so I used this on my last example. So I'm going to cut it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. See if there's anything there.
Nothing there.
All right, so I've got some samples here. Take a knife, take it, take a look at it. So what we're trying to do is say, okay, so now the Keder is going to perform 4 times as long as unfully bonded Keder. So we took it a step further. So this is what Keder fabric looks like before they put it around the cord and make it. So it's just a coated fabric normally, coated on one side, the back side is a scrim. So what we're doing, if you remember in science class, we used to take a piece of celery, cut it, put it in food coloring, and the food coloring would come up to the top of the celery. So you got to think a scrim is the same way. So you can post dip, which means they make the scrim and then they run it through and coat the scrim so it won't let water mold. Old translucent tops used to get the mold in between the two layers. So you can do it that way, or you can take non-wicking threads, so that's like a straw, but it's plugged. It does not have that tube inside. So what we want to do is prevent the water that's on the top of the tent breaking over the Keder and dripping inside. So we're preventing that water. So we're developing some things with yarns and tightening up the yarns. It's not only to us, all the manufacturers. What we're trying to do is make the industry better. So we do sell to some other manufacturers, but ask your manufacturer. I think we need to move over to fully bonded Keder, and I think within 3 or 4 years we'll have that phased out and it will just be a standard. So that's my speech. It's not only to us. There's a lot of people that make Keder. We do sell it. There's a piece on the stage. It comes in 300-meter rolls. We do it in repair, 8, 10, and 11 in double flap and single flap. If you want to know more about Keder, stop by. I'll talk about it at another time. I don't want to take any more time with that.
Say samples or not?
Yeah, there's some samples up here with some knife in it, some knife to cut it. Thank you, by the way, for assisting me. So the tent we're standing under is an FTKS. We make this in a 20, 30, and 40, and 50 wide. Comes in 10, 15, and 20-foot bays. One of the commitments that we made in 2019, and COVID slowed us down a little bit, is our new catalog that will be printed. Every tent in there will be engineered, not necessarily to the code that's in the requirement, but you will have a staking and a ballasting load in it. So it's important to see what your vendor or your manufacturer has, but you will have a ballasting calculation and a staking calculation in those documents. Anything in that catalog will be. So what we did with this is that we've always played with this frame. It's a little industrial with just straight aluminum. We have what we call a silver vein. It's a powder coat process. It's got a little bit of silver flake in that black. We're doing a lot of breweries or distilleries. They like that wrought iron look. This really looks nice with an orange or a sort of an earth tone top on it, but we're showing what it would look like in that silver vein. Powder coating's a little bit cheaper than our wood grain that we brought into the industry probably 10 years ago. I want to talk to you. So we did that. The fabric on this is coated fabric. We do have a special going through for this show, 10% upcharge. So from a laminate to a coated, you can change your tops out. You're going to get a little more longevity, and you're also they're going to clean up probably a little bit better. So that's available. Committed, everything that we make in Keder will have that fully bonded Keder. I want to talk about this right here. So the standard in the industry is a 10 millimeters zipper, a number 10 zipper. This is actually 15, and they make a 20. So if somebody asked me, what would you recommend, Fred, for a Kedered wall? I'm going to recommend a lace and grommet. If we're not having a venue or a restaurant, or maybe we have a rental customer that's got to open or close that wall, it's that questionable weather day, I go back to a zipper. Teaching venues or golf courses how to lace up, it's just not good. So we went to a number 15 zipper. What we've done here is welded on. Normally, I don't know if you ever had any blockout walls that have been sewn, you'll see the light come right through here. This is welded through. Brian, or actually Linda, can you pull that zipper up? It's got a nice big pull. You can replace the zipper teeth if they break. So it just makes it easier. This is made in Europe. We are asking to see if they can make that red line in gray before somebody asks me, what about the red line? We are going to try to get it in a little bit softer color on that. The other thing about the walls on this tent, they all have standard wall bars, and if you've got to look at the foot pad, if you use this style of tent, what we've done is come up with a wall bar system. It's using your West Coast frame, that 2-inch frame. So there's standard parts out of your 2-inch frame, 14/4s, 9/4s. So you're not buying a wall bar that only can be a wall bar that sits on your shelf for 3/4 of the year. You can pull it out of your standard West Coast inventory, 9/4s and 14/4s for the wall bar. We also do have a book up here on the FTKS. It shows all the configurations in the pull sheets. I don't know of anybody else in the industry that has it. It's a full in-depth from the 20, 30, 40, and 50 wides. It has all the bays and the pipes and fittings that you need to pull and the drawings on it. Our doors, we have our 3 styles of doors. The door to the left is our value door. We make all our doors in-house. We don't buy them from a door distributor or anything. So we glaze it. So if you break a door closer, we have a couple hundred of them on the shelf. Hinges, panels, so we do them all. That's our powder coat. That is a steel frame door. You can change out those fabric panels if you want a pink door, you want a green door, you want to do a barn door. We can print a door on that. All the way to the right, we have our aluminum door. A couple of things that we did last year is we make it standard. The uprights that connect it to the frame now can do 8, 9, 10, 3 meter, 3.4 meter, and 5 meter. It used to be an extra upright for a structure tent, so we've made it standard, and it comes standard to the door. You have all those. The instruction sheet and the shipping crate are stapled right to the top of the door crate in English and in Spanish and with photographs. So it tells you how to take the door out of the crate. It also tells you how to put it back into the crate. Go to the middle door right here, very similar to the aluminum door on the right. That's our Panic hardware door. A couple of unique things on the Panic hardware door. All the doors, because we make them in-house, all the doors are keyed alike. If you buy a door 5 years ago or you buy it 5 years in the future, you're going to have one master key. You're not going to get to a job site and have 7 doors on it and somebody brought the wrong keys to that door. The door has one key. It's a master key. We key all the cylinders. They're all the same. And then we have the Panic hardware on that. In the middle of the floor, we have our newest version of our tent jack. The one to the right we're showing, you might be putting a tent up on uneven ground. You need a little bit more stability. We have these stake pockets. You already have stake pockets in the truck, so you're not bringing an extra piece to a job site to give you a little bit more stability. It does have the stake holes in the front if you needed to stake it, but they can come out. We do have the new run flat tires. We used to use an air tire on our old canopy jack. We've gone to a solid tire on that. And that seems to be work. Talk to any of the salespeople if you want to know anything more about that. And then over here, look back at me. To my left, your right, there's Heather with our TTT. I don't know if anybody's seen that. We try to do educational talks about tent and knowledge on Tuesdays. And we also will come out, see a job. If we're doing a big job, we might feature you on that. If you have a topic, any topic, we may not be able to get to it right away, but I'll research it. I'll tell you what we know, or if we've got to get an engineer or somebody involved. We'd love to talk about it, and the knowledge is important to all share together, and that's what we're here for. Again, I thank you for the time. I appreciate all of you guys coming out, and let's go out, regardless of who your manufacturer is, make sure that customer has a good tent experience. It's good for the industry, it's good for us all. No bad tent experience, they're happy, we're all gonna make money, and I hope you guys all have a great 2022, and thank you.